Hey everybody, so this is my at length, not really length, but this is my at length video on the Lehabah Test-knit sweater. So I did this test knit for Dragon Hoard Yarns. It's called the Lehabah Sweater or Sweater Dress. It was designed by Tristan Molina. I knit the sweater dress option. I didn't have a sweater dress, so I figured this would be the perfect opportunity to make myself one. I used all yarns from my stash, which include Miss Babs. It's the Kira base, which is a superwash merino DK blend, I believe. I cannot remember off the top of my head, but I will put the links in the video. That was the base color, and the colorway was the 2019 Rhinebeck colorway. I used probably about 1,300 yards of that yarn, and then the blue it's super smooth sock yarn from Little Skein and the Big Wool. The colorway is Charlottetown, and I actually belong to the Kindred Spirits Yarn Club, so it was my first shipment of that yarn ever, so I decided to use it in this test knit. And then the beige color that blends in a little bit, that is Studio Sock fiber from Neighborhood Fiber Company, and the colorway is Federal Hill. So these are all colors. Oh, and both of the sock yarns, the Little Skein and the Big Wool, the blue and the beige, the Studio Sock, were both superwash. It's a yoke knit sweater, top down, separate for the sleeves. Nothing too complex. There's some color work. The color work was engaging. It was not difficult. It was something that required a little bit of concentration, but you can totally Netflix and chill while you're knitting the sweater. No worries, no stress. Knitting this sweater, I had no issues. All of my issues came after I knit the sweater, when I went to do the wet blocking, and I learned a life lesson. And it's just because I used a heavy wool, the merino. When I was done washing this, I had a really good fit to this sweater, and it fit almost perfect. I wet blocked it, I laid it flat to dry, I put it on, and then I'll show you some pictures. Just like the sleeve was down to here. I wanted to cry. So I was able to fix the problem by spritzing down the sweater in water and putting it in the dryer initially for 5 minutes, and then pulling it out and then looking at it. And then I put it in for another 10 minutes, and I just kept drying it in 10-minute increments for about 30 minutes on the advice of a wise knitting resource that I have. The fact that everything was superwash made it a little more challenging, but the fact that I didn't have a fiber like mohair was good, because there was less of a chance of the sweater getting felted. So it did tighten everything up. That was my only, and I think in hindsight, I probably should have, and this is tricky because it is a test knit, so you're going into this not having all the information, but I probably should have knit a size down from what I did knit, because I always have problems with my arms and sleeves being too big. So that is the story of my Lehabah sweater. It's so comfortable. I love the fact that there's color work on the cuffs of the sleeve. I love the fact that I have a sweater dress. It's a great project. Used up a lot of my stash yarn, so I'm really happy with it overall. And then I learned a really great lesson is when you're using a heavy weight yarn, and if it fits you, when you're done knitting it, you don't necessarily have to wet block it. So if that helps anybody, please take that advice. I also bought a steam blocker, so I might actually give that a whirl next time with because I'm doing another test knit, so I might actually use that instead of the typical wet blocking method where you're soaking it and then laying it flat to dry. But that's my Lehabah sweater. Thank you. Happy knitting.